crazy match with a lot of stipulations where it was one-sided, stacked in their favor. And then, a little while later, the promoters came back to me and they said, if you could have your chance to get your dream match, would you agree to be involved in anybody else's dream match, the stipulations that they've asked for? Well, I had to think for just a second, and I said, yes, I would. Because when I went into that match, where the winner of the match would get his dream match, I felt certain that I would win the match. I knew I'd beat one of those punks, and then I'd get to have my dream match with Hart. Or at least one of my teammates would win the match. You know, every time I step into the ring, I feel like I'm going to win. If a wrestler goes in the ring doubting whether or not he's going to win the match, he usually won't win. Well, the thing didn't go exactly the way we wanted it to, and we didn't come out on the right end of the match. We didn't win it. And so, because I had previously agreed, I had to go into the ring in Hart's dream match. And I had to I had to put boxing gloves on, to where if I did get to hit him, it'd be a padded blow. And I was against Hart, and the Southern Heavyweight Championship belt was at stake. But to top it all off, Kevin Sullivan and Wayne Ferris were the two referees. Well, it was a completely one-sided match, all right, all in Jimmy Hart's favor. Every time I would grab him, they would be right there to pull him off of me. Every time I'd try to hit him, they would come in between us. I realized I didn't have a chance about halfway through the thing, and I even tried to hit one of them to get disqualified, but no, he didn't disqualify me, and that's how I wound up losing the Southern Heavyweight Championship. Well, let me tell you something, Hart. For years now, I've been mighty proud of that belt. I consider it my belt. I'm as proud of that belt as any belt in the country, the World Championship or whatever. The Southern Heavyweight Championship belt is my belt. And I'm going to tell you this, punk, and I'm going to promise all you people out there that right now Jimmy Hart has that belt around his waist, but Hart, I'm making you this promise. You will never, no matter what I have to do, you will never be able to defend that belt the first time. You remember that, punk.
Okay, there it is. Jerry Lawler, I will say he was a man of his word. He agreed to go in there. I think there was some misunderstanding that both Hart and Lawler had the gloves on. That is not correct. The stipulation was that Lawler would wear gloves. He was man enough to stand up to it, and he paid the price because he never thought it would take place. And that is the way that number goes. Hey, listen, we've still got the Nightmares. We've got Steve Kern and Roy Rogers as their opponent. We've got a great expiration of time match. It'll have Chick, Golden Boy Donovan going against the superstar, Billy Dundee. All of that yet to come on Championship Wrestling.
At the banquet table smorgasbord, our main ingredient is you. And that's why we constantly strive for excellence in all we prepare. And we prepare a lot. Following your favorite meal, take a delicious trip to our dessert bar and let your imagination run wild as you create your own flavorful fantasy. It's all you care to eat at one low price. The Banquet Table Smorgasbord.
Check the yellow pages under restaurants.
Homework, homework. Give me a break.
Try Summit Candy Bars. A delicious break anytime. Crunchy roasted peanuts. Lots of rich chocolate. And a crispy center. Summit.
A delicious break anytime. Hey, want to go to the game?
Guys, give me a break.
Summit Candy Bars. A crisp, delicious break anytime.
And this taste test, Pabst drinker William Bailey didn't think he'd pick.
Plants.
And this?
It was Pabst. That's very interesting.
You're smiling, Bill. Why?
Because it's just like the commercial. I would honestly say that I like Blatz better than Pabst. The only way that people are going to drink different beers, especially in Milwaukee, is by tasting the difference.
Taste the difference. Test Blatz against your favorite beer. Maybe you'll say...
I like Blatz better than Pabst.
Monday on the Mike Douglas Show, it's Mr. Warmth himself, Don Rickles, starting off a great week as co-host.
I feel like I'm in a bad catering hall.
Join Mike and Don as they welcome contributing editor Dr. Lonnie Birnbach on sexual communication.
And some people are more protective. It takes some people longer to open up.
And enjoy the mellow music of songster Paul Williams.
Watch the Mike Douglas Show tomorrow at 12:30 on TV3.
You know, a lot of great bouts took place around the country last week, and one of the ones that I was most interested in was not the main event, but it was a match that really caught my fancy because it had two really outstanding young athletes going against each other. And it was a bout that I absolutely was thrilled and interested to see, and that was the Steve Kern Golden Boy Chick Donovan bout. Man, oh man, when these two young warriors tangled. Well, let's take a look at some of the action as it took place.
He misses a big right hand sleeper hold on Donovan. Kern very quickly went into it. And he's run into the turnbuckle. I was wondering whether he is going to make it stick. The reason being, Kern was unable to have that left leg hooked on the floor even. He was just on his tiptoe with it, and he really couldn't get the pressure on Donovan. Donovan ducked him, whammed him into the turnbuckle, goes for the figure four. Is this going to be it? Kern underneath the ring rope. Boy, and that saved him. Donovan won't let it go, but he cannot get a submission out of that figure four. Because the action, officially speaking, has stopped. Steve Kern would deny any action stopped as Donovan was continuing to work on that figure four. Kern in trouble. And Steve Donovan, Chick Donovan, is no guy to be in trouble with. Donovan pounding. Once again, he goes for the leg. Spins on it. And he's kicked off right into the turnbuckle. And look at this Kern fight back. He is a battler. Crowd loves it, too. Dusted him with that forearm. Backdrop. Into the turnbuckle. All the way up and takes him over on that monkey flip. Now he goes for the sleeper. On his knees. He may be able to get it this time. That time when Donovan took him back, look at that. Suplex, 2, 3, got him. What a super move by Steve Kern. Donovan was going to run him into the turnbuckle again. The minute he leaned over and Kern felt his legs leave the floor, he let go of him, pushed him in there. As he bounced straight back, he picked him into a suplex, slammed him back down, and got a 3 count before Donovan could recover. 19 minutes, 39 seconds. The winner, Steve Kern. And
boy, I tell you, I guess you gathered in there that Golden Boy Chick Donovan had used that move before running Kern into the turnbuckle on it. What a great move. I never thought I would see him get him and suplex him back like that. Here's the man that we were just talking about. In his own right, he had the nerve to come out here and at least agree to talk to us about the match. Golden Boy Chick Donovan. Chick, I got to ask you, going into that match, were you not feeling well when you went in there with Kern? Were you just not right and ready for the match?
I have no excuses, Mr. Russell. As you saw it, the man beat me. 1, 2, 3. There's no excuses. I have just been humiliated. Never in my life I would ever think that could ever happen to the Golden Boy, but it did. You saw it.
Well, did he, at some point earlier in the match, hurt you to the position where you were not able to contend with him in the latter part of it?
All I can say is Steve Kern is a superior, well-trained athlete, and he beat me. You know, I have been battered, tattered, and torn to the point where I think I'm just going to retire from professional wrestling. I'm going to hang my tights in an old, cold, clammy closet, putting my boots in an old suitcase somewhere in an attic where I'll never see them again, Mr. Russell. I'm just humiliated. This is a dark day.
Excuse me.
It's a dark day for me, baby.
Jimmy, we already seen you out here with your belt on. I guess you're sleeping with that on.
Well, you better believe I'm taking a bath with it on if you want to know the truth. Let me tell you something, chick. And I have to be honest. For 3 weeks now, man, I've been sitting back and watching you on the tube. I've been watching you out here, and I think you have the best possibility of anybody I've ever seen in my life. I don't know if you know too much about my background or not, but let me tell you something, man. I handled Paul Ellering. I turned him into a champion. Killer Carl Krupp, who was a champion. And, of course, Jerry Lawler, who I'm very disappointed in. He's through. He has been. But let me tell you something, man. You've got $1 million body. You've got a Cadillac, but nobody to drive it. I want to be that driver.
But, Jimmy, I'm humiliated.
Well, man, look at you, though. Chick, listen to me. Look at you, man. Look at you. I'm telling you, you're a champion. You're championship material, man. You're out here with your head hanging between your legs.